Guys, we're here with Samford head coach, Coach Hatchard. So, Coach, the first question is, throughout summer, spring workouts, you've seen this team really mature and develop. What is different about this year's Samford team compared to other teams you've coached in the past?
Well, I think we have a little bit of a hard edge about us that we haven't had the past couple years, and a lot of that I think has to do with Coach Boone, our defensive coordinator, who came in, and I thought spring practice, we improved like you want to improve, and then we have a dozen or so guys that we signed that came in the summer that we expect to produce a lot of a lot on the field for us on Saturday. So again, not sure what type of team we got yet, but I know we've been working hard and we got a little bit of edge and some want to about us that I haven't seen from our teams the past couple seasons.
A big loss this season was Montreal Washington, who got drafted 5th round to the Denver Broncos. We had him on our show, man. Great guy. Talk a little bit about his development, what makes him special, and what you expect from him in the league.
Well, of course, he's a tremendous worker, a guy that loves football. And he's just an electric playmaker when the ball's in his hands. So we were thrilled to no end that he got drafted as high as he did. And a lot of that had to do with the quality work he does on special teams. So, we just want him to go up there. We want him to put his best foot forward, and hopefully things will work out for him, because if I guarantee they have nobody that loves football as much as that guy. And we all got our fingers crossed that he has a big season this year.
Absolutely. And the quarterback spot's a big one. Liam Welsh on his way out. Before we get into the QB battle this offseason, talk about Liam's development and watching him mature into the quarterback one that we saw toward the end of his career.
Well, he was a guy that, he had to sit behind Devlin Hodges for a long time, and I think that that kind of wore on him a little bit. And then when he got his chance, had a little rocky start, and then he came into his own. And I couldn't be more proud of the way Liam played. And then he got the extra year due to COVID, so he finished out strong. And then of course, we've had, since I've been there, we've had 2 main quarterbacks, and Liam and Hodges, and then Chris Oladoka was in there a little bit. So we're breaking into 2 new guys, and Michael Hires and Nick Scalzo. I expect a big battle this fall camp to see which one becomes the starter.
And what are you and your staff looking for in a quarterback one to lead this team into the season?
Well, you're looking for a guy that, number one, can make plays, and that will have a great understanding of the offense and what we're trying to accomplish. And that has to be a guy that has throws a lot of completions. So we'll let those guys, we'll chart them, we'll let them go battle each and every day. But at the end of the day, it's the guy that can lead his group down and score points the most consistently. That'll be the guy that'll take the first snaps versus Kennesaw State.
Every team has young players that step up throughout spring, summer, and we're getting into fall camp now. Who are some young guys that really emerged during spring for you that could emerge as leaders for this team?
Well, I don't know that we could go young guys. Maybe some guys that didn't play as much last year, but Torrance Pollard has been a reserve receiver for us, and a phenomenal special teams player. And we were depleted at defensive back, so we moved him to corner in the spring. And what a big surprise that was. He is playing at a very high level right now. And then, one thing, our offensive line, we got most of those guys coming back, so that bodes well up front for us. But we go through the camp. We go out there that first game. We'll kind of know then. But right now, there's a lot of questions to be answered.
Coaching's changed so much over the years with the addition of the transfer portal, NIL. How do you and your staff balance recruiting out of the transfer portal, but also not missing out on those relationships on the high school recruiting trail?
Well, our philosophy is we start at the gates of Samford there in Lakeshore Drive and work our way out and try to find the best possible student athletes that fit the Samford mission and what we're trying to accomplish. So whether they're transfers or high school guys, it makes no difference to us. But the rules are, they're ever changing, and next year it could be a whole different ball game when it comes to recruiting. So you have to have great relationships at every level, because you just don't know what you're going to need, come the end of the season in the next recruiting cycle.
Recruiting in Alabama is so unique for the FCS schools because, one, there's so many of them, and then you also have Alabama, Auburn, South Alabama, Troy, some FBS schools. How do you guys balance in fighting on the recruiting trail with so many people are coming into the state of Alabama to try to recruit?
Well, I think that's really anywhere in the South. I mean, the South's shown as a mecca for college football. And I think, when you coach at a smaller private institution that has the core values that we have at Samford, it's all about fit. And some guys just, they don't want they don't want that environment, and some guys do it. And you have to do a good job as the recruiter to find out, hey, who fits our mission at Samford, and I think we've done a really good job with that.
The ultimate goal, of course, is to win the conference, go on to the FCS playoffs, and make a run there. What has been the message from you and the coaching staff on the keys to do that for your team, for them to achieve their goals?
Well, right now it's all about just working the process, and I know that word gets thrown out a lot, but I mean, you got to show up every day and have great respect for working in the weight room, for practicing, going to meetings, taking care of your body during the these hot days of July and August. So we're just talking about respecting the process, respecting the so-called grind that goes along, because if you want to win on Saturdays or Thursday nights, you better put in the work now.
Coach, I appreciate your time. Guys, you're not going to want to miss Samford balling out there on the field this season. Stay tuned for more content from SoCon Media Day.